Hi there, my name's Alex Hoffman, and I'm the primary sports anchor here for NBC Montana, where over the last 2 years I've been working on perfecting my craft of becoming the best sports-related storyteller that I can. Now, I'm looking to take that next step up in my journalism career. So we'll kick things off in my reel with some of my favorite live shots from the anchor desk all the way to out in the field. Then I got two of my favorite stories that I've told over the past 2 years, and we'll round things off with some good old-fashioned highlights. So, hope you enjoy. Well, I think the difference between this year and last year is the Montana schools coming in as the favorite this time. They've got the Walter Payton Award winner and an undefeated record on their side. Yeah, Kylie, and a lot can change in 40 years. Check out some of these stills. These are some photos from Montana State's last national championship win. And if you're not sure if these are from 1984, check out the facial hair. Not a beard in sight, just some stellar stashes from those champion Bobcats. MSU took down Louisiana Tech 19-6 on that chilly December day in South Carolina. From there, Montana State wouldn't return to the big game until the 2021 season, where they fell to, guess who, North Dakota State. So a win today would mean sweet revenge and some much-needed updated championship pictures. Well, just 11 short months ago, Grizz Nation flooded the city of Frisco, Texas to cheer on Montana in the FCS National Championship game. Things didn't go Montana's way that day as South Dakota State claimed their second consecutive championship victory. Now this Saturday, Montana heads to Brookings, South Dakota for a shot at redemption, and best believe last year's title game is still on the minds of this Grizzly locker room. Shifting over to Missoula, Montana welcomes Western Carolina to Washington Grizzly Stadium this Saturday. Folks, I assure you this is one of those games that Montana's had circled on their calendar for some time now, and I'll tell you why. The Catamounts found their way into the FCS Top 25 rankings Monday morning following their road win against a ranked Elon team on Saturday. This is a team loaded with offensive potential, and it all starts with the quarterback. Cole Gonzalez, a preseason All-American, threw for nearly 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions in 2023. It's March and the madness has certainly begun. Behind me sits the 2024 Women's Big Sky Tournament bracket. Number 3 Montana, number 6 Idaho. The winner would get to put their sticker next to NAU for a matchup in the semifinals. Tonight is for the Grizz fans, and I got some of the biggest fans right behind me. North end zone is crazy. You guys played a major role in the playoffs. You guys were allowed so many pre-snap penalties. What's it like to sit in that north end zone?
Let me tell you something. It's awesome!
Yeah, Laurel, there hasn't been a lot of information released by the university so far. However, the athletics department did release a brief statement this morning stating Brian Holsinger, the head coach of the Montana Lady Grizz, would be stepping away to take some personal time off. And in the interim, Nate Harris, the team's associate head coach, would be filling in to direct the program. Laurel, the skies may be cloudy and the temperatures may be dropping, but there's no reason we can't have a whole lot of fun here tonight at MCPS Stadium as the Big Sky Eagles get ready to host the Flathead Braves. A little bit of early football, that's right, it's Big Sky Thursday nights. And when there's chance of rain, there's a chance of a defensive struggle. And the Flathead Braves, well, they know all about a defensive battle. They lost at Belgrade High School last week 3-2 in a game where the defense actually outscored the offense. The NCAA estimates approximately 3.6% of high school basketball players go on to play D1 ball. It's one of the most competitive and demanding sports in the world. Meanwhile, Montana's newest forward has been busy playing the role of rising star on the court and loving husband and father at home. Meet the man who's been turning heads all over Missoula this winter. If you've had the chance to see the 2025 Grizzly basketball team in action, then it's safe to say you're familiar with Joe Pridgeon's game. And if you haven't, here's what you've been missing out on. And Pridgeon's been turning heads far outside of Missoula this year.
Number 2, Montana Tech taking on Montana. Montana's Joe Pridgeon. Oh, putting it down. They're doing it like that in Montana? Yeah, Pridgeon.
It's always good to get a little media attention, and he's earned it. He's a hard worker. Obviously, he's explosive. And so guys like that, if you can get him in those situations, a lot, then you're going to have a lot of positive situations like that.
Pridgeon's first dunk came about 2,600 miles from Missoula in the town of Winchendon, Massachusetts, where he would meet his wife, Grace, a native of Kalispell, Montana. When Pridgeon graduated from Northeastern, there was only one spot the couple wanted to call home.
basically going through college. I'm a grad transfer now. So basically we both got our degrees. So, deciding to make the move out here, get married.
And with a new home came a new member of the family.
Well, we had a daughter last April. So it's kind of just meant to be. That's all I can really say about it.
And now in his final year of eligibility, Pridgeon is putting up the best numbers of his collegiate career, giving everything he's got on the court, and then coming home to be the best father for his family.
To be successful in both worlds, it kind of puts a lot of pressure on you to, get your stuff figured out and, have a game plan set and, mentally be there every day and have a good idea of what you're trying to accomplish. So, it's just made me grow as a person, to be honest.
All while setting an example for some of his younger teammates.
In our locker room, to have a young man that's doing those things as opposed to just coming from the coach is huge for the guys around him.
So for any aspiring athletes and parents out there, I had to ask the ultimate question. What's harder, being a father or being a D1 basketball player?
Definitely being a father. It's definitely one of the hardest things. It's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most rewarding. So, I find a lot of gratitude in that, being a father.
A slam dunk from the hardwood to his home. Montana's game day atmosphere is special. If you're an opponent on the northern side of the field, good luck trying to call plays.
25,000 people can be louder than some of the loudest, largest stadiums in the United States.
Charlie Stortz is the vice president at AMP Global Strategies and a lifetime Grizz fan. His mission? Creating a safer environment for those attending events with large crowds. His technology uses advanced algorithms to pick out a gunshot from the noise of a big gathering. He decided to put his equipment to the test in Washington Grizzly Stadium.
I got to thinking, what would happen if we test this situation with a cannon? Where can I test it with a cannon?
The cannon in the north end zone would do the trick. Montana fires it off after every touchdown the Grizz score. And Stortz's equipment puts the Montana crowd at 115 decibels. That level rivals venues that seat 100,000 people. And it's this piece of equipment, the Dragonfly outdoor sensor. It may look like a simple light post, but it sorts through the noise to identify the cannon blast. Here's how it works.
When it detects a gunshot, which I'll use this device here, a Dazer device, it'll basically pick up that and alert us. This will be mounted about 30 feet off the ground. When it happens, it'll take that information, go through the internet, go through wherever, and immediately it'll show exactly where that's located at. Now, I can zoom in on that location, and you can see that that's at the University of Montana Police Department right here. When that happens, immediately I'll receive a call from the event saying, hey,
there has been a gunshot detected.
The Dragonfly separates the crowd's frequency from firearm frequency. Then, the device pinpoints the location of the gunshot and immediately notifies local authorities to speed up response times.
Response time is actually the key. Whether you're an incident commander on an event, like a ball game, or whether you're just managing patrol functions, worst case scenario, an active shooter. 68% of those are over with in 5 minutes or less, and another 36% are over with in 2 minutes or less.
Stortz's technology is gaining strong interest from major leagues like the NFL and the MLB to create a safer environment for sports fans. It's also gained the attention of law enforcement agencies in U.S. cities like Nashville.
If we can save one life, I'll bet you $1 million that individual would be very thankful that we put our technology into place that time.
In Missoula, Alex Hoffman, NBC Montana. Nothing like a crosstown rivalry to bring out the school spirit. Sentinels playing the Eagles, so their student section reps the camo, going eagle hunting. But these birds are coming out hungry, looking for their first win over Sentinels since 2017. And what's a better way to begin a crosstown game than with an onside kick? Look out, the Spartans pull a rabbit out of their hat, but they'll run out of tricks on the goal line, getting stuffed on 4th and short. Now it's Big Sky's turn. Avery Olmlid showing off the arm, and it's Cormac Bat, the bat of all trades, keeping his feet in bounds for a huge gain. Couple plays later, the Philly Eagles call it the brotherly shove. These Eagles can call it the Big Sky drive. For 6, Eagles go up 9-0 after the PAT is blocked, so the Spartans have to strike fast. That's no problem for Ryan Hadel. That's a 180-pound back on the loose. It's a foot race, and Hadel falls just short of pay dirt. So the Spartans call their other top top 10 rusher Jace Kashaka to get them on the board. Spartans cut the lead to 2. One thing I said in my pregame preview, Big Sky can't turn the ball over, but here's Omelet just overthrowing his man into the arms of Kashaka, looking for back-to-back touchdowns. You can kiss him goodbye. Spartans lead for the first time today, but Omelet isn't going to shrink after a mistake. He finds all-reliable Mason Fulford on the goal line, and Big Sky punches it in to take the lead back at half. No need for second-half lights when there's no scoring. Big Sky holds on for their first win over Sentinel in 7 years. Eagles soar 15-14. Over to the other side of Uptown Butte, where we've got a pair of teams looking to get above 500, as it's Butte Central hosting Browning. This game was a roller coaster right from the start, as on 3rd and goal on the opening drive, Ryan Peoples finds Jack Nagel for the 6-yard score. Time for Browning to shine. They give it to Taj Wells, and well, he's off to the races. 49 yards to the crib as he puts the Maroon defense on skates, and we're all tied up. Indians are right back at it as Browning goes back to the well. Taj for another 6. Well, despite a chaotic week for the Lady Grizz locker room, Montana, led by their new acting head coach Nate Harris, took down Weber State to put the outside noise behind them. Could their momentum carry into today's matchup against Idaho State? Sometimes you play how you look, and the Grizz are looking nice in those N7 alternates. Also helps when Tyler McCall comes out straight money from the perimeter. Still in the first quarter, McCall from the corner this time, and the Stephen F. Austin transfer has the Lady Grizz up 8. And the points were simply flying off the bench today. Adrian Lincoln from the corner now. That'll put this crowd on their feet. Up 15 in the second quarter. But the mission is making a statement to end the half. Less than a minute to go. Abby Schubert drains one from the key, and she didn't hear a bell. Waning seconds of the half, Waddington's 3 won't go. Schubert gets the board, draws a double team, and fights through it to put Montana up 49-34 at halftime and send Grizz Nation to the concessions feeling nice. And nobody's leaving the door open for a comeback today. In comes Alex Prague to provide damage down low. Nice maneuver for the bucket. Late fourth quarter, it's Prague again, throwing a screen. She's left open at the top, and that's the kind of day it was. Montana draining them from everywhere today. The bench providing 41 points as the Lady Grizz are officially 2-0 in the Nate Harris era, taking this one 81-60. Montana and Northern Colorado clash for a battle of the unbeaten in the Big Sky Conference with a solo spot at the top of the standings on the line. Let's review the highlights. Name of the game today, interior defense, and that's where Montana struggled. Grizzlies unable to get defensive boards, and Brock Wisney made them pay time and time again. Down 12 early, back-to-back threes from Tajon Sawyer, and this guy, Money Williams, suddenly cut the lead to 4, but the Bears aren't phased. They'll trust Wisney again, who continue to dominate the paint, leading the Bears with 19 points on the day, and this one wasn't going to get prettier in the second half. Montana loses the battle on the boards 44-27, and their 3-game winning streak is blown up at home as they fall 81-57.